mean, do you really get negative comments though? I don't really feel like someone brings a lot of negative comments with it.
No, that's the thing. That's why I say I'm sure people feel like I'm sure people walk away. Certain people walk away and think that it was bad. I'm sure people walk away and think that it was good. I think that I could never put myself in the shoes of somebody who would walk up to a band and tell them they had a bad show. So it's like that's why I can't imagine that people would do that, but I can imagine that they would walk away feeling one way or another.
All right, so once again, future plans are Cody and Cambria dates, which is really fitting. A lot of people tend to compare you guys because of the thematic story ideas, and then hopefully this fall. Hopefully. Details to be announced. It's weird. It seems like this is the time of year where a lot of bands have all these plans. They at least one for the fall, but no one to talk about anything.
Yeah, I think there's always it's true. Like we have a lot of things that we're like waiting on, and that even if they are set in stone, it's still like the headlining band hasn't announced it, so we're not allowed to even talk about it. Because then there's that thing, if you talk about it, if I was to say something about it, it would make me look so bad that like they didn't even get to announce it, and like I'm just like, oh yeah, we're going on tour with this band. So I would love to talk about some of the things that we're hopefully getting, but I can't.
It's cool.
I really wish that I could, because honestly, and hopefully it'll be announced in the next few weeks, but I'm really excited about what's happening.
All right, well, you're home today. Kind of. I mean, this is your home. Do you feel like there's a difference when you play at home?
I do, and that difference has grown over the past 3 years, opposite of what I thought it would.
Okay, what did you think it was?
Well, when the Receding and the Sirens used to play in or within 150 miles of Boston, you could count on, if it was in a house, if it was in a VFW, if it was in a club, kids coming out and flipping out, you know. And as soon as the Deer Hunters started playing shows, it was like kids were initially interested because it was, you know, a Trios offshoot. And then once they started to see what it was, I started to see less and less people interested in it. So over the last few years, like, we don't play in Boston too often, but when we do, I feel like, and not that people should be overwhelmed, but I feel like people are very underwhelmed, and it's hard to gauge. Even though kids come up and they say they like it, it's hard to like. Sometimes in Boston, it's hard to feel like people like it. So it's weird. I don't know.
Would you think maybe now it's a different set of fans than the people who were?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of people who still like, you know, that I know personally that were fans of Trios, and still are fans of Trios, and now are fans of this band too, that I talk to. But I guess it is kind of weird playing. It's very weird playing Boston and having people come up that like the Deer Hunter that have never listened to the Receding and the Sirens. That is very strange to me. So, but I mean, hopefully, no matter what they liked before, they'll like what we're doing. You know, I think it's been a long time since we. We played at Berkeley, Cafe 939, a couple times in December, but other than that, we don't really play in Boston that often. So hopefully tonight it's really fun.
So is it weird for you, like, it's almost like for certain kids who maybe were too young to remember a lot of the trails. Mm-hmm. Now the Deer Hunters, they're prominent, and now they're like, oh, he was also in this band. It's not like now you're also in the Deer Hunters.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's nice, definitely. Every night, like the weird thing was last night, even though I think it was a friend of Nate's, but like last night in New York, somebody called out a Trio song from before I was even in the band. They said, and I think it was to Nate, obviously, but because Nate is in the band now, who used to be the guitar player for the Receding and the Sirens. He plays bass in the Deer. It's a weird change, but he's amazing at it. But yeah, so like every now and then, there's like somebody yells a Trio song, and I just think it's funny because it's like I'm one out of 5 people in that band, and like I'm gonna play a Trio song. Now that we got 2/5, it's a different story, but
it's still you're like,
yeah,
come
it's
on.
funny. I mean, it never bothers me. It's just kind of like you try to understand the mindset of somebody to call out that, like, the same kind of person that calls out Freebird. You know, you just don't understand.
Like, yeah, it's strange. Like, I always felt the same way whenever you'd see like a Blink-182 offshoot. Someone would yell out a Blink-182 song. It's a different world now.
Yeah,
kids.
exactly.
Totally. But it doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm grateful that I was in that band and that people liked that band and that they even liked that band enough to embarrass themselves by yelling the song out, you know? Like, I'm grateful for that. It doesn't bother me. It's just confusing at this point. But no anger at all.
Alright, well, before we end this, we have a guitar for you to sign.
Yes.
And we have to do it on video so that people know that you exist.
Proof.
It's our proof. Otherwise, I have a marker for you too. I come very prepared for action.
So who all is signed it?
This is Hey Monday and the Friday Night Boys currently.
Okay.
You're getting it before it goes to Warped Tour, so claim your own spot and you are on the guitar.
You're
in the early stages. This is my Act 1 right now for you, sir.
Friday Night Boys, huh? I'm in the presence of such great talent.
Signed anywhere on the guitar, sir.
I'm gonna go where they aren't. That's it.
I think that's what you've done for most of your career. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm sure some...
So what are you auctioning that off for?
It is going for To Write Love on Our Arms.
Awesome.
So, and it's going to be a charity raffle, I believe.
Very cool.
So some lucky kid will have you on their walls forever.
Hopefully they play it.
Hopefully.
Sweet Oscar Schmidt.
I know. It was my first guitar.
Really?
I'm giving it away,
dude.
So it can be someone else's. I know it's hard to part with your
That's
first
gotta
guitar.
be hard to part with.
But I thought it was my way to give back.
Well, good.
To give out my guitar. But we don't end interviews, if you might not remember this. We don't end interviews with a final question. It's a closing statement. It has nothing to do with the deer hunt. Something else that's going on in your mind. You're home now. It shouldn't be hard, sir.
Closing statement?
A closing statement. Some last thoughts. Nothing to do with the deer hunter.
Nothing to do with Deer Hunter. Foodler's an online food service, kind of like Grubhub or any other one. And they just added a new restaurant that you can order from that's a Mexican food restaurant. I'm super excited about it. You ever had Ronzio Pizza?
No.
They also have that. So I'd like to rep Foodler for doing a great job with delivering food, although a few times it's gone really south. I ordered tiramisu once, and I ordered 2 of them for my girlfriend and I, and they showed up with 1. And it took like 3 hours to get the next one, even though they lived like maybe 2 miles away. That's not important. I'm just excited to be home and like do nothing. Be a boring person that has nothing inside of him. I've got nothing in me. I've got nothing left.
That is our time with Casey Crescenzo from the Deer Hunter. Check them out on whatever they announce. And check out the new record, Act 3, in stores now.
Don't check it.
Yeah.
Don't
whatever.
listen to it.
It's all right.
Download the old leak, the unmastered, crappy version of it. Just
the little
download
pieces,
that.
the songs in the interlude.
Ask your friend to play it over the telephone and then record that, and then listen back to that.
Or just check out the Receding into Sirens.
Yeah. If you want to hear Act 3, go back and listen to Vertigo Unconsciousness by the Receding into Sirens before I was even in the band. You'll know exactly what we're doing now.
That's exactly it. And call it out at shows, please.
And Freebird.
All right. Thank you.